Hey, lovely people. Welcome to my very first episode of Applied Theory. It's a podcast for curious minds who love research, tech, careers, life, and the occasional nerdy joke. Today, we are starting strong. We have picked up a study that was done by MIT and was published recently that shook the business and the tech world. This study was called the GenAI Divide. It wasn't just a quick blog, MIT went all in interviews with executives, surveys with employees, and an analysis of more than 300 enterprise AI deployments. And the big headline? 95% of generative AI pilots failed. Now just imagine billions of dollars spent, thousands of pilots launched, and almost all of them didn't move the needle on the bottom line. It's kind of like when companies first bought fax machines only to realize no one else had one, or when we burned hours waiting for dial up internet just to go download a single email. AI right now is in that stage. Now, coming to organization who try to do this implementation, what went wrong? MIT research spotted some patterns. Most of the AI pilots stayed stuck at the demo stage. Great presentation, not so great for real work. Tools didn't integrate into daily workflows. AI couldn't remember context or adapt over time. And employees stopped trusting them. Meanwhile, budgets poured into shiny front office experiments, chatbot, marketing gimmicks, while the real return on investment was sitting in the boring but vital back office processes like procurement, compliance, document workflows, pretty much a task which follow a specific workflow. MIT called this a GenAI divide, which means a big gap between huge exploration and a very little transformation. Yet, the story doesn't end there. Because while 95% stumbled, a quiet 5% found a way forward. And no, they didn't solve AGI or build robot overlords. What they did was much simpler and smarter. Here is what MIT found. They picked one very specific pain point, something repetitive, costly, but critical. This organization made sure their data was clean, well governed before plugging in AI. They focused on integration, not flashy demos. AI was embedded into the tools people were already using. Many partnered with external vendors who succeeded twice as often as internal builds. And importantly, they empowered middle managers, the people closest to actual work who could drive adoption from ground up. These weren't moonshots, they were quiet revolutions. The kind of wins that don't make the headlines but make life easier. Kind of like the jump from floppy disk to USB drives. Small, practical, but game changing. The results for this 5% look like implementing simpler solution like contract processing times cut in half, invoice errors reduced saving millions in rework, employees onboarding shortened from months to weeks, knowledge workers freed from repetitive low value tasks. Not sexy, not science fiction, but real, measurable progress. While the world saw failure at scale, MIT's study revealed something else. Proof that AI can succeed when it's focused, disciplined, and integrated. So here is a conclusion MIT raised. The future of AI in business won't be defined by hype or headlines. It will be shaped by organizations that know how to narrow their focus, clean their data, integrate AI deeply into workflows, and empower leaders at every level. That's the difference between the 95% and the 5%. So that's the story MIT told us. Now, here is how I say it. When I read 95% failed, I don't panic, I actually smiled because that means that AI adoption and innovation has started rolling out because this is how innovation always starts. Remember those chunky mobile phones from 80s? You know the ones that look like bricks with antennas? Yeah, 95% of those were failures too. But without them, we would never have the smartphones glued to our hands today. That's where AI is right now. Failure isn't a dead end. Failure is feedback. Feedback is learning, and learning is what moves us forward. That's why I love the phrase fail fast. In AI, failing fast means experimenting smartly, breaking big messy problems into smaller testable steps, starting with boring but important tasks like payroll checks, invoices, data entry, validating hypotheses just like scientists do in a lab. One of my favorite reminders is this. 99% of experiments don't work, but that 99% clears the path for that 1% that changes everything. That's how we need to look at artificial intelligence pilots or agentic AI pilots. The leadership factor is very crucial at this point. That's the catch. Tech alone won't get us there. leadership will. Leaders need to create cultures where it's safe to experiment, where failing fast isn't punished, it's celebrated as progress. Sam Altman once said, "The pace of progress in AI is going to be faster than any technology in history, and that pace is exciting and terrifying." The difference will be leaders who guide their teams through the noise and teach people how to work with AI, not around it. And of course, there are traps. The hype trap, chasing pilots that look great on PowerPoint but collapse in production. The verification tax, spending more time checking AI than the task itself. And shadow AI, employees quietly using ChatGPT because the official enterprise tools are too clunky. Sound familiar? It's like when companies blocked Facebook at work and everyone just checked it on their phones anyway. So, where does that leave us? We are not at end to end AI automation yet. We are far from it. But adoption is happening step by step, failure by failure. Next time you see a headline screaming 95% of AI pilots failed, smile because you know better. Because what you are really seeing is that AI is learning, and that is the real progress. Now, let me step out of the enterprise boardrooms for a second and talk directly to you. Because here is the thing, it's not just companies struggling with AI, individuals are too. Most of us use AI today like it's a fancy Google search engine. We ask quick questions, get instant answers, maybe generate a cool paragraph or two, write a nice email, and while that's fun, it's not the same as learning AI. If you only treat GenAI tools as shortcuts, you are just consuming. But if you start to learn with AI to understand how prompts work, how models think, how they can be tuned, you can move from being a user to being a builder. And that's where the future belongs. Because 5 years from now, the difference between someone who knows how to Google and someone who knows how to work with AI will be the difference between being replaceable and being indispensable. So if you are listening to this podcast, here is my nudge. Don't just use ChatGPT to answer your emails. Try building a small project with it. Learn a little bit about prompt engineering, automation, or even Python. Start using AI as a learning partner, not just as a search box. Because the earlier you build those muscles, the more feature ready you will be. So, where does that leave us? We are not at end to end AI automation yet. We are far from it. But adoption is happening step by step, failure by failure, and on the individual level, the opportunity is even bigger. So, next time you see a headline screaming 95% of AI pilots failed, smile. Because that means you're not late, you're not behind. You are exactly on time, and you should start learning AI today. And if you choose to learn with it too, you won't just watch the future happen. You will help build it. And that's where the real magic will start. You will start enjoying it. You will see how it is giving you more time to focus on things that you really like and experiment more, learn more, and grow more. And now I would love to hear from you. Have you tried an AI pilot at work? Did it stumble or surprise you? What lessons did you walk away with? Share your thoughts. I would love to feature some of your stories in a future episode. And don't forget to hit subscribe so you never miss an episode of Apply Theory. Next week, we will break another research study. Until then, apply theory, fail fast, and keep building. Bye bye.